Hello everyone, this is Larry Green for Point Precision Academy. The purpose of this video today is to answer a question that I continuously get from potential students wanting to take the pistol permit course with me to obtain their Connecticut pistol permit, or returning students who want to have some shooting fundamentals with me before they purchase their own firearm. Obviously, if you have your own firearm, shooting fundamentals, you're going to use whatever firearm you purchased, or you'll rent a gun from the range, and if that's the gun you're planning on buying, you'll rent that and train with that, however you're going to do it. But if you do not have your own firearm, no worries. This will be the gun that you work with. FN 502, and I absolutely love this firearm. I am so happy with the purchase. Why did I buy a hammer fired gun in modern day times for new students? This is why I did it. First off, guns are still being made with hammers, number one, and number two, they're still popular. People are still buying 1911s and are still buying revolvers with hammers on it. It's important to me to let students experience shooting with a hammer. I have a Smith & Wesson 410, Chairman and 40 Smith & Wesson. Students have fired that, brand new students, and they did beautifully with that gun. But it's a heavier firearm. The recoil is more than the 22, obviously. But it's a double action firearm, which is why I do like students to at least try. It's not a requirement to pass a pistol permit course. All right, you do not have to shoot that gun, but it's important for me as an instructor to give you the best experience so you can make a better decision when purchasing your own firearm. This firearm is single action. The 410 that I have, Smith & Wesson 410, is double action. The difference is if you pull the trigger, the double action will cock the hammer for you and fire the gun, similar to what you would see in some of the old Western movies where they're just pulling the trigger, hammer is firing the gun. I mean, the hammer goes back and gun fires. This is a single action, which means the hammer has to be cocked back before the first shot. Again, the Western movies, you would see him cock the hammer, fire, cock the hammer, fire, cock the hammer, fire. Those are single action only revolvers. This is a single action semi-auto. You cock the hammer on the first shot, but the other shots, the hammer is going to be cocked for you by the slide, going back and forth after you shoot. So that's the difference between single action and double action. I think it's important for a student to understand the difference between the two, but also experience it, and to experience dropping the hammer safely on a firearm, because a revolver, you would do it the same way. Revolvers are still popular. I like revolvers. A lot of people like them, and I think it's important for me to give as much information as possible to you. So, how would you drop the hammer on this? First, let me go through one of the other reasons why I purchased FN 502 over, let's say, a Glock. Most guns that you would get today are for right-handed shooters, meaning I'm right-handed. All the features are going to be manipulated with your thumb on your right hand, all right? Now, if you're a left-handed shooter, which I have had students that are left-handed, multiple, and they did fine, but they have to learn to manipulate everything with their fingers like this, doing this. It might feel a little weird to them. It's not weird to me, but it's weird to them to have to do it this way when they're seeing other students doing it like this. They're using an entirely different finger to manipulate the gun. With the FN 502, and there are semi-auto striker firearms that have ambidextrous features on them, but the hammer, I still think it's important for me to teach students how to drop the hammer on a semi-auto firearm, so you know how to do it. And you get a revolver, you're already familiar with it. You have ambidextrous features. A left-handed shooter would have no problem manipulating everything on this firearm, okay? So that's the other reason that I love the FN 502 for new students. Also, the ergonomics of this gun, as soon as a student picks it up, it feels right. I want students to feel as comfortable as possible. Glocks are great, Glocks are popular, but they do not feel like the FN 502 when you pick it up. I could shoot a Glock all day. I own a Glock 23. I actually have it on my hip right now. But it doesn't feel the same as this. I want students to feel like this is like a glove. I want them to say, wow, this feels great. They'll feel comfortable pressing out and shooting. All right. It's light. The recoil isn't that bad on a 22 long rifle pistol. It's almost non-existent. So those are the reasons why I chose the FN 502. Also, it's optic ready. I will put an optic on here. Right now, I do not have an optic, but I have to put one on here if I'm going to be using this for students who have not yet purchased their own firearm, so we can do some shooting fundamentals if they so choose to. Plus, when a new student is getting their pistol permit, they can actually experience having a red dot, or they can shoot either the Glock that I have or some other pistols that are iron sights. All right, it's important. This gun has pretty much everything that I need. The only thing that I wish it was double action. Other than that, this gun, it covers all it checks all the boxes except for double action for me. But other than that, I absolutely love the purchase that I made here. So let me show you how you will, if you come to my class, drop the hammer when we're in class. All right, so we have dummy rounds here, and I'm going to make sure the chamber is clear. It's clear. I don't know if you can see that, but it's clear. I'm going to drop the hammer real quick, and then I'm going to show you how I did it. All right, this weapon is now clear. I'm going to put the mag back in. All right, and now we're at the range. All right, you pick up the firearm. Firearm is pointed down range, safety pointed down range, always in the range. You're always going to have that firearm pointed down range. Never anywhere else. Always down range. We're going to pick the firearm up, keeping our finger off the trigger. A lot of people do this, they want to look at, all around the gun. If you need to do that, that's fine. Don't do this. Pointing it all over. People have done that in the range, and it bothers me. Not my students, but people that are trained with their pistol permit. You're going to see them do it. It bothers the hell out of me. I can't stand it. But why people do all this, they should know better than that. And then I have to say something before someone gets shot, or the RSO has to say something, or someone else has to say something. You should know better. These are the things that I look for in the range with the new student. I don't want you doing that, so that's why I'm saying it. If you need to look around the firearm, it's real simple. Just rotate it. That's it. It stays pointed down range. Okay? I know I'm pointing it at the camera. I'm not pointing at you, but down range. That's it. Your left-handed, same thing. You just, for whatever reason, you want to look at the opposite side. Just don't do any of this. All right? We're at the range. We're going to put the mag in. We're going to rack slide the chamber around. Again, these are dummy rounds. Now, we have a live round in there. Obviously not a live round, dummy round, but I'm just saying at the range, this would be a live round. Bang, 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 bang. We're empty, all right? Now, I take the magazine out. Obviously, there's some still in there, but this is just a demonstration. We still have a round in here. Let's say, why would there be a round in here still? If you went through a whole mag, this slide will be slide locked back. There would be no round in the chamber. But I've had students that have gone through a whole mag, and then they say, I want to shoot further down range. I want to see what it's like, and I love that. It's not a requirement. This is why I'm bringing this up. It's not a requirement that you have to shoot different distances in the state of Connecticut, but a good instructor will instruct that, and and allow you to do that so you can get that experience, so you understand the angles that rounds take further down range if you just, you're pressing the trigger too hard, or you're anticipating recoil or something. Further down range, your rounds are going to be hitting the target totally different than if it's 10 feet in front of you. So I've had students load up 10 rounds and then they only fire, I don't know, 4 or 5, and then they're comfortable. They want to see what they've done. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Mag comes out because they don't want to continue shooting. They just want to see what they did, and I'm fine with that. They bring the target in. Oh wow, that's nice and all, whatever. But we still have an issue here. Before you bring that target in, I have to have them clear this weapon, because I don't want them looking at the target while they still have a loaded round in the chamber. So what we do here, we're going to put the weapon on safe. All right. Right now it's all safe. We put the weapon on safe, and then we're going to rack the slide and get that round out of the chamber. Now we have an empty chamber. All right, but we still have an issue of the hammer being back. This is why I like this gun. Now people can experience dropping a hammer. It's not going to be slide lock on an empty magazine, release the magazine, you look down, and then you still have to drop that hammer. So we take it off safe, and this hammer, you see that play in there? You're gonna press down on the hammer, and you're gonna press the trigger and slowly bring the hammer up, and now everything is in battery, or the gun's in battery, and we are going to put it back on safe. All right, we're good. All right, we don't have to worry about any slip-ups here, which is something that concerns a lot of people when they're dropping that hammer. The thumb is going to slip off. If you know what you're doing, it's not going to slip off. It's more up here than it is here, but it's still good for new students to learn this firearm and learn how to work a hammer, just in case they buy a gun that has a hammer, like a revolver or a semi-auto with the hammer. All right. Let me know if you want to take a class. Sign up, leave a comment. Tell me what you think of the FN 502. I really like this gun. I really do. I didn't know whether it was the right decision to make because of the hammer and the different features, but yeah, for new students, I think I'm definitely gonna keep this gun for them, and then purchase one that's a striker fire so they can experience both with 22 instead of them firing like the 40 or something like that I have, or 9mm. All right, so let me know what you think. All right, and I will see you in class.